Welcome back. The official 2025 Namibia Senior Secondary Certificate Ordinary and Namibia Senior Secondary Certificate Advanced Subsidiary examination results showed that Kavango East emerged as the #1 region nationally, while Kavango West secured a strong national standing with solid outcomes that place the region prominently in the national picture. These achievements are especially significant given that both regions are largely rural and face economic challenges. Yet, learners, teachers, and education leaders have shown that excellence is possible regardless of geography. Joining us are Christine Shilima, Education Regional Director for Kavango East, and Pontianus Musore, Education Regional Director for Kavango West. Welcome to the show and good morning.
Good morning, thank you.
Firstly, congratulations, a very exciting time. And it's quite exciting in studio to have the East and the West. Sir, I'll start with you. What does this mean for the region and just you personally even?
Thank you so much. Good morning to the viewers and good morning to you. This means a lot to us. It means those learners that are in our rural areas are able to access universities and other institutions of learning. It means it's possible irrespective of where you are geographically, irrespective of the type of school that you go to. When you are committed to the task, it's possible that you can achieve your dreams.
Still speaking about that rural aspect for you, ma'am, Kavango East is largely rural, as we know. In simple terms, what helped learners perform so well despite economic challenges?
Thank you for having me. What has helped the learners in Kavango East to improve their performance as of the year 2025 was that I have to start by saying 2024 was very disappointing results to the people in Kavango East region because the region was known as a good performing region. They use the term, the results was the cream. What has happened that we dropped? So what we have done is that going down to the level of the school level, finding out what is happening in the schools. How are the principals monitoring teaching and learning in schools? How are the head of departments supporting teaching and learning? How are they supporting the teachers? What the number of activities that are given to the learners? Are they of quality and are they also of quantity? Quality and quantity matters that much. So, and also talking to the learners, motivating them. Yes. So in one word, I can say that we identified the underperforming schools, and then we did performance dialogue just to diagnose at each and every school, because each and every school is we treat it as unique, that the challenges that they are facing is unique to that particular school.
So really putting it into context for that particular.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then it's now for us to support the principal in terms of how best can you monitor teaching and learning. Are you keeping an eye? So that has helped, because a learner can perform so long as the teacher knows how to teach, is supported, is motivated, the principal knows what's going on in the school, the head of department is also supporting the teachers. So I think in brief, that's what we have done to ensure that the learners has to perform.
So really diagnosing the problems that emerged in 2024 and you managed to remedy them in the 2025
That's what we have done.
Yes. Now heading back to the West, sir, considering the rural nature of the region, what challenges did the learners face and how were they supported from your end?
Thank you so much. Our learners go through or went through a lot of challenges on a daily basis. Our main challenge is infrastructure. As you are aware that we are a rural region, we experience shortage of classrooms across our schools. lack of hostels. As a result, our learners walk long distances from and to schools on a daily basis. We also, in some schools, lack ablution facilities and also water in certain areas. Apart from that, we also have a challenge of poor road networks in our schools in the inland, and this makes it difficult for us to go there and support them. However, despite those challenges, we have created a term that we call good schools. And by definition, we are saying good schools are those schools that focuses on teaching and learning irrespective of the challenges that they go through. Yes. As a directorate, we are adding on classrooms within the limited budget that we have. We provided water. We ferry water on a daily basis to schools that do not have water. We also have what we call performance dialogue, like my colleague have said, where we identify schools, the management from the directorate set up teams to go into those schools, comprising of the director, the deputy directors, inspectors of education, senior education officers, where we sit with the whole community of the school, including parents, school board, representing parents, the teachers, and the management of the school, where we look at individual subjects. We ask teachers to account for the result, and we hear their challenges. We provide our guidance in terms of what can be done to improve the result. We also have what we call regional internal policy on assessment that outlines the quantity and the quality of work that has to be done in the schools. We conduct joint holiday school for our learners, especially at the AS level, where we bring together schools and selected teachers. They support the learners in that week, so as to ensure that where they lack, they can get support from different teachers apart from the teachers that they teach that teach them on a daily basis.
So really taking that holistic approach.
Yes.
And different strategies and interventions and so forth.
Yes.
Now back to you, Ms. Shilima. We spoke on a high level to say these were the interventions and the strategies, but really just bringing it down and telling us what the secret is. What role did teachers and school principals play in driving these results? Can you share the secrets?
When we identified the underperforming schools, I said our motto is everyone matters. For us to improve the results, everyone has to play a role. And then I took the national standard and performance indicators that we normally use when we carry out evaluations at schools. First, I asked myself, how am I? Because just to mention a few, yes, some of the performance indicators, provision of resources. How am I performing in terms of ensuring that as a director, I'm providing the resources needed by the schools, just like it has been alluded already by my colleague here. The second one is that leadership and management. How am I providing support to the principals, to the inspectors, to the regional management team? My role first. Curriculum attainment, this is very much important. So, as we went into the schools, I said, everyone matters. We are not here to blame you.
No one must be left behind, yes.
Yeah, we are not here to blame you. So I need to calm the situation for them not to see us that we are there to identify the problems and we are perhaps going to label them as not good teachers, not good head of departments, not good principals. My approach was that I'm together with them. We all need to play a role. Now, in the recommendation, because after the discussion, we made the recommendations. Each and every individual teacher has to make a recommendation. What are you going to do in the presence of the school? Because the school board were present. So in the presence of the team from the regional office, us, the school board, the school management, and all the other teachers, the teacher has to stand up and say, what is it that I did last year? Where did I not do well? How am I going to improve? So this was like you are committing yourself of what you are going to do. Where a teacher perhaps have already indicated the targets was very low than what we expected. We told the teacher we are expecting you that the grades that you are telling us is quite low for the region to perform, for the learner to pass in your subject. So that is what we are thinking, what I'm thinking, that the teachers had already a commitment in writing to us. They submitted in writing through their principals to our office that this is what I'm planning to do. These are the number of tests, not to comply with what the syllabus says that you only need to give 2 tests, for example. We say that is out of the picture. If we want the learners to perform, we need to go an extra mile. And we need also to identify the learners in your class, the average ones, the under average ones. So you cannot give them on a weekly basis the same test like the good performers. So for these ones, you still need to come back in the afternoon with them and see what type of activities are you to give them until you see that they are now at least a bit closer to the good performers, not necessarily at the same level, but perhaps you can relax a bit. So we cannot say that all the learners can get A stars, can get Bs, but all that we are saying is that every learner deserves to get a C.
Yes.
Only in certain circumstances is where we need to lower down to the D. But at least, as a teacher, you should know why this learner is getting a D.
Yes, to really unpack everything and get to know that particular learner.
We do not want learners to regret that I was not supported.
Yes, I did not get
so
that.
The teacher should feel free that I have done my part. And that requires that we need to come in and support the teachers. Also, you see, 2024 was not good. So that demoralized our teachers already. They lost hope in the leadership that we have got a wrong director here. So we need to go and say, everyone matters. We still have got hope. You can do better. You were already good.
Yes, thank you so much. Now for you, sir, as you wrap up, what message would you like to share with learners, teachers, and parents in Kavango West as they reflect on these results?
Thank you so much. My message is that of consistency. When you look at the result, especially at the AS level, our region has been doing very well. Yes. From 2023, we were #1 region. 2022, we repeated that. And again, 2024, and then 2025, we remain in that position. My message to the learners out there, first of all, to congratulate the class of 2025. You did well, you did us proud, and remain disciplined as you proceed with your academic journey. To those that have joined in this year, across all our grades, we want you to remain focused, disciplined, dedicated, so that at the end of the day, you can achieve your goals. Again, my message is that everyone can make it, irrespective of the school where you are. What is required is commitment from the side of the learners, and we thank our teachers. They are really doing what is expected from them. If you look at the consistency, if you look at our principals, the way they take their job serious, we really appreciate them. Yes. And all we are asking is the parents should also join and support our schools, support our learners, support our teachers, so that at the end of the day, we achieve
Everybody
success.
shines.
Yes, when we
Thank
remain
you.
where we are.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And all the best, and once again, congratulations.
Thank you.